That's the cat's water now.
Ask the questions.
Oh, that's his decoy water. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. This cat loves drinking out of human water and will not touch a bowl. Like, he looks at a bowl and he's like, "Fuck you! You think I drink out of bowls, motherfucker?" And so we had to keep this water cup here for him so he'll drink out of this one. He thinks he's drinking human water, but this one's really always his.
Genius.
Yep.
Genius moves.
He's like, I can hear.
You just got to outsmart a cat. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, Chase Myska, to the Partially Cooked podcast. Thank you so much for taking some time to come back on today, man.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
For anybody watching this show that's never seen it before, what this show is we have 5 comedians on. We interview them. We try to get them to reveal something about themselves. That way, other comedians can roast the shit out of them at our roast battle at the end of the month at Birdie's. And today we have Chase Myska, which if you've never heard of Chase Myska before, he is a returning roast battle champion. So we're very, very, very excited to have him back on today, talking it up with you a little bit. How you been, Chase? How's the past 4 months been?
Dude, I gotta say the best thing has been winning the roast battle, and it's just been awful since then.
Oh, really?
I just haven't done anything productive with my life in comedy. I've just been sitting, cuddling the belt, wishing I could go back. So this will be good for me.
Yeah, well, sorry it took us so long to get you back in here, man. You win it again, we're gonna have to get you back in here every month until you lose that damn thing. That way you'll always have something going on.
Well, thank you. At the rate I'm going now, that'll be a miracle if I win again. But let's go.
Chase, remind everybody that didn't see your last episode. How long have you been doing stand up?
About 5 years now.
5 years. And did we ask you about the weirdest gig you've ever done?
You did.
Okay. Remind me what that was.
It might have been.
Yeah, it was in Joplin.
In Joplin?
It was in Joplin. I did. That's fair. You asked me what my bomb was.
Right.
Yeah, I'm specifically asking what your strangest gig you've gotten in the past 5 years.
Yeah. Aliens.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I've done a lot of music festivals. Okay. So those are hit or miss.
Yeah. You put me on one at like 2 a.m. I remember that.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
2 a.m. is actually good.
I had a fun set, but man, that was a wild show. When I got there, because I didn't get to go to the whole music festival. I just had to, because I had other stuff to do. I had to show up just for my set. And so I got there and didn't know where anything was.
Oh, no.
And we're in this huge field. There's thousands of cars. And I'm just parked in the back of this field. And I can see stages. And different musicians are playing at different stages. And we're in the middle of bumfuck Arkansas. There ain't no cell service. I can't call Chase and be like, "Hey, man, where exactly am I supposed to be?" Right. And everything's named like Dream Lake stage and whatever. And there's no signs up to say which stage is which. So I'm just out here wandering in the fucking woods. It was a great time though, man. We had I remember that festival, like walking and going to went to the main stage. I was like, "Oh, is this where I'm performing?" They're like, "No, you must be playing at the secondary stage." And I was like, "Oh, secondary stage, that ain't nothing. I'll just go over to the secondary stage." I go there and they're like, "Oh no, we got this tent. That parking lot that took you 2 hours to walk across? Well, on the other side of it, there's a tent and a water truck and a porta potty. That's where you're performing at."
Nice.
That's what the festivals have been for me. But that's a fun show because the people that go that are out there and go to the back of it, they're always having a great time.
Oh yeah, so especially at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a Backwoods Music Festival.
Yeah, that's right. Is that one still going on?
No, that one. It turns out, I guess, it's really hard to have a successful music festival and commit fraud at the same time.
You don't say.
Yeah, you'd think it would be easy to run both, but he had his hands full.
What was he defrauding?
I'm actually that's just unbased claims.
Okay,
I was talking crap. No, honestly, they just weren't selling tickets, but a big part of it was because of the organization of the festival itself. Like you said, you couldn't even find the stage that you were performing at.
Right.
There wasn't anybody there to direct you. He used a lot of free labor for those roles for people that should be working the festival. Often didn't pay artists. I recall if you got paid. I'm not sure that you did. I think your ticket was the pay. Okay,
no, I got paid.
Good.
It wasn't a lot, but I think I got paid like $50 or $75, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. It was a lot of that. Most of the artists that performed on the stages didn't get paid at all. So then you're like, well, where does all this money go?
Right.
And we just didn't have a lot of support from the community. And every year when people would go, they would go, I'm not coming back.
I mean, that makes sense because I was like, man, Chase is a really good friend of mine. But if he asked me to do this show again, I was like, I'm going to need more than $50, man. Like,
yeah, for sure. And to be honest, I mean, like, you're not really the target comics that we want in that environment. What we really want is someone who is already going to go to the festival and be there for a weekend and spend $300 on a ticket.
Yeah.
And then in that way, they've made $300. Whereas you were like, I'm just going to show up for my set and leave. Which I think you were Sunday night. So if you had gotten there Thursday and experienced the whole festival, it would have been a little more worthwhile.
Oh, I'm sure, man. I'm sure.
It.
I just wasn't in the financial spot at the time to drop $300 on a festival ticket for a show.
Yeah, but it would have been free. You had the whole thing, the whole weekend.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. The ticket would have been the payment, but still, that's not. I don't want to pay people in free tickets to an event that they're performing at. That doesn't seem fair.
That don't seem right.
No.
But what is you said that the strangest gig you've had was a festival. What was your experience?
I did one. Terp float is what it was called. It was like a medicinal weed festival. It's still going on, and it's a really fun festival. But they had us that me and Kyle Gilbert were booked, and our time slot was at like 4:00 on Friday, and we got there, and there was nobody there yet. Like, there weren't festival attendees. There were vendors setting up their weed tents.
Yeah.
And we were performing for people who were currently setting up their vending booths.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. And then on top, like in the middle of my set, there were people just up sitting on the side of the stage, like on the stage, just sitting there. And at one point I watched somebody run through the field and then just climb up onto the stage and hug and then have a full conversation next to me while I'm performing.
Oh, no.
It's really hard for anybody to take you seriously when you got a whole conversation happening right next to you on stage.
For sure. I think I was supposed to do 30 minutes. I maybe did 15.
Yeah.
I would have walked up to them and just started holding the microphone to each of them.
Yeah, please add in.
We're all
chime in here.
We're in on this. All the nobody that's paying attention.
Yeah, they were, and they were paying attention up until that point.
I see. Nice. All right. Nice.
The two people that were on the stage, they were paying attention. Nobody else. Everybody else was setting up.
Hey, man, but I mean, that's the way the game goes sometimes, especially when nobody knows who you are. Because like all any of us are trying to do is sell tickets and get people there that actually give a shit. But until then, that's this kind of stuff that we got to go through.
Right.
Oh boy, did I!
How's Happy Hour been going? Are you still have that going on?
It's going all right. Ticket sales have been kind of rough. May and June. Big part of that is summertime. I looked over the books for the last few years, and this has been on par for May and June. They both had really low ticket sales, so.
So
I'd like to assume that there's something to do with summer. I don't know. Could be my booking. I don't know. We'll see.
Dude, it's not your booking. You booked me. I'm not going to say it's your booking.
All right. Well, I didn't book you for May or June. So
that's fair enough.
I was on May. So that's fun.
Yeah.
My mom and dad were there. They said I was the funniest. So.
Well, that was very nice of them.
Yeah. I know they lie to me all the time.
No, you did a great job. But it's nice to have somebody say it. Like when you come off the stage and somebody's like, "You're my favorite."
Yeah.
Oh, I need that.
Thanks,
Mom.
I
need that all the time.
Thanks, man. So, Chase, I think we talked about it last time, but remind us, what do you do outside of comedy? What pays the bills?
I do construction administration.
That's right.
For architect firm. So
excellent.
Look over drawings and coordinate between contractors and architects. Pretend to be one.
So, did you go to school for architecture, or did you just play The Sims a lot?
I have an incredible personality.
Nice. That kind of leads into this next question. Have you ever lied on a resume? And if so, what was the biggest lie you've ever told on a resume?
You know what? Actually, I haven't truly lied about anything that I've done on a resume. I will say, when they ask you like, what was your start date and your end date, buddy, I didn't keep track of that. I didn't write that down. So I just kind of fill in that space.
Yeah, I always
sometimes.
do like this is an educated guess. Like if you call and I said 2017 and it was actually like 2018, like I don't remember that far back, man. Like, come on.
Hey, I can't be on the line for that.
Let me pull out my journal.
Yeah. But no, I got this job actually not even through like architecture. I got it through making a friend at a music festival. And he happened to, we were in Chillicothe, Illinois, summer camp music festival. And we camped with people that were from Fort Smith.
That's cool. Did you know that they were from Fort Smith before you got there? Or
my wife actually knew who they were, but
okay.
No, we didn't plan it. We didn't coordinate like, oh, we're going to go camp with you guys. We just happened to set up camp and like, oh, you guys are right next to us. That's cool.
Nice.
That is cool.
Spent a weekend with them bonding, and then kind of I asked him a few times because like after hanging out with them for a weekend, he would talk about work and like talk about coworkers, and I was like, dude, the way you talk about your employees shows that you really respect them and like care about their time and their family. Yeah, and like I didn't have that. I was working in a call center for Bank of America at the time, and like that was
they don't give a shit about you there.
No, dude, people are just numbers. Like you're just everyone's just stats. So it was really nice hearing that. So I kind of bugged him for a bit, and he was like, "Hey, if you just learn this computer program, honestly, that's all you need to do this job." So I my wife bought me a laptop for my birthday, which is able to support this program. It's called Revit, and I got a book, started learning it. He saw that I was taking the initiative to do that, so he put me in an interview. And then the guy I interviewed with was the guy that we bought our house from, and I'd never met him. So instead of having an interview, we just talked about the house that we lived in and like bonded over music. One of the reasons we got the house was we saw the posters of bands that we like. Really, festivals we'd been to.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah, it's kind of all music festival. So far, I've mentioned music festivals like 5 times on this podcast, but apparently they're a pretty big part of my life.
Yeah, I can tell. I mean, you're wearing an Arkansas shirt. I mean, where else you going to get an Arkansas shirt?
Yeah, I used to do merch.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of people say they lie on a resume. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think it's very common, but it is a fun question to ask because if they had, I'd love to see them sweat.
Right. Yeah. I thought I wouldn't even tell you if I did. I'd be like, actually, I did. I was a general manager at Toys R Us before they closed. We've all got juicy rumors at work. I don't know about in the architecture construction. What do you think is the juiciest rumor you've ever heard at any job that you've ever
I got that, and it's actually at this job though.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so there's this guy who worked IT for us. He was an asshole. I mean, like he was genuinely hated by everyone there. His wife also works there.
Wait, still works there? Currently works there?
Yeah, she still works there. So
okay.
I mean, he just had some weird vibes. Like it was like during lunch break, like she would make him food and like he would expect her to like serve him his plate.
Oh wow.
And would like make her go back to reheat it or like get different ingredients if he didn't like it. And he would just sit there and be on his phone while she did everything. There's a weird.
Yeah, that's not a good look, especially at work. Like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah, because like technically, they're just coworkers. But I mean, I don't know. That was their relationship. It was whatever. But she definitely did everything for him. Right. I go on vacation. I come back. I'm like, my computer's messed up. Oh, I couldn't get logged into my computer. I'm like, hey, where's Philip? My computer's not working. And they're like, oh, you didn't hear?
You're fired.
It's like, no. They're like, well, no. Well, yeah, he did get fired, but
that's how you find out you're fired. You can't get in.
Yeah. Apparently he met some girl on Red Dead Redemption 2 online.
No.
Yes, and
what a
ran off
loser.
to Iowa and picked her up, and then her husband, I guess, put out like a missing persons report or whatever, you know.
No,
so they were like running from the cops.
He put out a bounty on her, Dutch.
Yeah. So, yeah. Where did they go? Tahiti? Yeah, they ended up in Tahiti.
Damn. So, like, is this like a common, like, amount of workplace drama that you have? Like, this is a crazy. Like, I'd be waiting to go to work, like, wanting to not watch a new episode of a show on Netflix. You know?
Yeah. No, this is not. This is very abnormal. This was
okay.
several years ago, but it's still sticks with me. But yeah, the reason I couldn't get logged in is I guess he like tried to screw over everybody, and like he always made threats of like, you know, if you tried to get rid of me, I could drain the server, I could delete everything, like all the projects, which would, I mean, that would kill us as a company if you delete everything. I mean,
damn,
all we have is projects. Like that's
right.
That's really it.
That's a petty thing to do too.
They didn't even do anything.
Well, he's a piece of shit. So yeah,
they didn't even do anything to him. He was just like, I'm going to meet the freaking
Say, if I'm going out, we're all going out.
God.
Yeah.
Don't you hate those people?
Oh yeah.
Like, why you gotta take all of us with you, man? Like, we didn't do shit.
Okay, so this is how crazy he is. We were, I think we were talking. We got into politics somehow, which is just not a good idea. But you know,
we're gonna get there soon, so I'm excited.
Yeah, we're just talking about politics. Transition. And at one point, he was like, "Well, it's legal," and I was like, "Well, just because it's legal doesn't mean it's right." You know, I was like, at one point, slavery was legal, and then he was like, "I still think that was right."
My God.
And he genuinely believed that. So that's nuts. So that's who he is.
My God.
Philip Bell, everybody. Give him a call.
Nice. Wow, okay. Didn't expect. All right, his name. All right, we're not going to bleep that.
I mean, we might bleep that.
I think we pretty much asked all the age questions. You know, dumbest thing in the 20s.
Right. I was just like, what's the pettiest thing you've ever done to get revenge on somebody? Because like that, what'd you say his name was?
Not Philip.
Philip. Like, that's a petty thing to do, to try to like sabotage the whole company.
Yeah.
Well, so it's not so much that they just like, they were worried that he would do it. So they like reset all the passwords and got somebody in. Yeah. It's not, he didn't do anything to do it, but they were worried. He'd always made the threat that he was going to.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, so if I don't know if he attempted, then when they fire you, you can't act surprised when
more than me
fucking does it. Yeah.
I'm not going to say I'm not vengeful. I'll more go for like justice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Trying to think. I've done, for the most part, I just like kind of attack things directly. So like, I don't know.
I mean, that's what makes you a great writer, is like, and what makes you so good for this show is because you do attack things directly. Like,
yeah, I don't play much games. Although, so one time, my wife lived in an apartment when I first met her, and somebody stole her shoes. Like, she was hula hooping out front. She took her shoes off while she was hula hooping, ran inside, ran back out, and somebody had stolen her shoes.
Man, I'm so paranoid of that happening.
It was very real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time I have to take my shoes off in public, like when I go to the beach, I don't want to just leave my shoes somewhere on the beach while I'm out here following in the goddamn sand, and then I go back and my shoes are gone. I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, for sure. So I just said, I took chalk and wrote, it was on a basketball court where it happened. So I wrote on the basketball court, I have athlete's foot, enjoy the shoes.
That's funny.
That is funny.
I don't know if that's revenge, but it was funny.
No, it takes a petty energy to go out there and like spell out every word in chalk. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Furiously scribbling.
Writing 30 square feet of chalk is very.
The person that stole the shoes is watching him, being like, "That man has tiny feet."
See, that's the thing, right? If they had stolen them in the time that they did, they had to have been able to see out their window at that basketball court.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I assume that they were watching.
I mean, they must have been watching the whole time.
Yeah.
Chase, what do you think is the dumbest purchase you've ever made?
Oh, we did ask this one. I had a laptop, but look, it's not like that's the only dumb purchase I've ever made.
Second dumbest purchase you've ever made.
Yeah, I bought a laptop for DJing with student loans. I also, with student loans, bought several boxes of Magic the Gathering cards.
It's almost like we shouldn't give 18-year-olds thousands of dollars in loans as a society.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like that's a bad idea.
Got me through some tough times, man.
I mean, me too. Man. I'm also paying off student loan debt.
Did you? I'm not. I got it, but I'm not paying it. What did we talk about your DJ name? What your DJ name was?
Trip Tonight.
Trip Tonight.
All right. Okay. Did you have like a Superman S or anything? Was it any Superman theme?
I played one show in an apartment living room, so I didn't get to the marketing aspect or branding.
I just feel like you missed opportunity there, man. It could have been.
Oh yeah, I mean the whole DJing experience was a missed opportunity.
Wait a second,
beer on my
Chase,
laptop.
Were you just at a friend's party one night? It's like, hey, we play this song, and you're just in the corner on Spotify, like, I'm Trip Tonight.
No, so like I said, I grew up went to music festivals a lot. So like there was a scene of like up and coming DJs playing shows. And one of my friends did book shows, and he was like, hey, and I've been practicing at my house, like in the living room, mixing songs.
Dude,
and
I'm sure that's like the DJ equivalent of an open mic. Like,
so it was, it was basically my open mic was like perform at this living room and
practice.
Like if it goes well, I'll do that. Yeah. So I did like an hour set. I still have it recorded. I actually recorded the set.
That's cool.
Just the audio of it.
Trip Tonight Live.
Yeah.
It needs to be a secret track on your first album, like after your last joke, after the audience dies.
It's an hour-long mixtape of songs that I don't own the rights to. Yes.
Hey, if they find them, man, they gotta find them first.
That's true. It was a dumb purchase. Magic the Gathering cards, definitely a dumb purchase. I've gone through a lot of phases of hobbies. You know,
what's the weirdest phase you've ever had?
I used to make candy, which is like beads, not like edible candy. Candy, like Candy Kids, like rave kids have the arms full of like beaded bracelets.
Oh wow!
I used to design like full cuffs that had like Mario and Luigi.
How in the hell do you get into something like that?
Music festivals.
EDM music.
Okay.
And the scene that comes with it.
Got you. So you did drugs at a music festival. We're like, hey, I want to make beats.
I did, you know, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It was definitely my personality for a while.
Man,
but not for too long.
Man, you evolved like a Pokemon, dude. I'm so glad you're out of that phase, dude. My God.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's still in it a little bit. Look, every time he talks about music festivals, he gets that little glint in his eye.
Yeah,
oh yeah, I'm still there.
Yeah.
I just I learned how to dress a little better. I mean, I'm still in a t-shirt and shorts. Like I haven't fully grown up, you know.
That's so
one day I'll get a belt.
I know we asked you this last time, but your most bigoted opinion, has it changed in 4 months? I mean, it ebbs and flows, bigotry.
No, I still think that's pretty much it. I feel like everything else I seem to align with everyone else on.
I don't think everyone else is aligned on shit.
No. Except for like, I think there's a lot of women can't drive. Like
yeah, that's a big one. That like a lot of comics, that's where they fall.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I align with everybody on that.
Chase is like, yeah, that's true. Next.
Yeah. I don't know.
The Native Americans should have all been wiped out. A lot of people are lining up on that.
Actually, that was just one.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We had one guy that said that.
Just one.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Those are my clients. Yeah, most of my work is with Cherokee Nation. So I disagree. Hard disagree. My daughter's Choctaw.
I think I'm like 164th Choctaw or something like that. I'm not Cherokee. It's very, 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 very little. Not enough to get a card.
Well,
Yeah, but I still don't think they should have all been wiped out.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, of course not. Casinos are great.
Okay. That was wild. When I started asking people that question, I thought we would get things like women can't drive and things like that. We could kind of rib them on being a bigot, but not really. But when we got that one, I was like, oh, shit, that's a hell of an opinion right there.
Yeah, that's a wild opinion to have. Genocide is okay. It's a crazy thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a tier 5 level
not even
premise to try to make funny.
Not even that it's
like
okay.
if you can make that funny though, like that's hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got that's a big cliff.
That's a huge cliff to get across.
How you're going to get there, but every cliff is crossable. But some of them I don't want to cross.
Yeah, it's like, why would I jump there?
That's fucking Ohio on the other side. I don't want to go there. Okay, so Chase, this is one of my favorites. No matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, whether you lean left or right, what would a candidate have to promise for you to vote for them if they were on the opposite spectrum of yours? What could a politician promise that would make you want to vote for them?
That they would reveal all of the hidden figures behind politics.
Ooh, the men behind the curtain.
Yeah. Like I would love to see
like NASCAR logos. I've seen that made.
Sure, I'm not talking about those are kind of already. I mean, lobbyists are already public. Everybody knows.
Yeah, but you're talking about like the behind the scenes guys that we don't get. Yeah, but like if they all had stickers or signs on that said who was pulling whose strings, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right. I'd love to see transparency between the different governments and how they actually interact, because I think it's just a lot of bullshit.
It is, but I mean, the only argument for it is that there's got to be a lot of bullshit if you're going to trick the other governments.
I don't think they're tricking
because they're trying to trick each other. Like
it's a big play, dude.
The second somebody says that, they are assassinated.
Yeah.
So
it's all about control. The best way to control a population is to set it against itself. Split them in half. Get them fighting each other. And that's what they've done with the entire world. They've somehow made us all believe that we're all different, even though we all come from the star material, man. We're all made from
made of dust.
We're all made of the same stuff, brother.
Yeah.
But women can't drive,
Chase,
it's something different.
What's the weirdest drug you've ever done at a music festival?
Oh my God.
I mean, DMT is probably the weirdest.
That's a great one.
It's not really a great setting, but that is.
Does it matter? I mean, I feel like you go somewhere else, right? I've never done it.
Oh, no. I've only done it once, and I wanted to be in like a quiet space. Actually, somebody tried to play music in the living room I was in, and I was like, hey, turn that off. Like, I'm trying to be in this other world.
Yeah, it's more about isolation.
Yeah.
For that one, it's not social. You don't really need any distractions. It's not really useful anyway, because you're going to not be present.
Right. So, you're going to be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're leaving the place you bought tickets for.
DOB. Another one.
DOB. Death on, I don't even know what that is.
I'll
Google it later. You don't have to tell me. I'll Google it. Date of birth. I know what that is.
There it is.
Fuck yeah. Nice.
25I MBOME. Just a bunch of research chemicals.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what are you doing for fun now, Chase? Like when you're done with shows and you're back at the house and you're chilling, what's your hobbies now? You talked about the bead making. What are you like fixated on right now?
I just set my drum set back up.
Okay.
So I've been excited to go back to playing drums. I used to play drums. I started in 8th grade and then played drums all throughout high school. I was in the drum line, and I was the drum line captain. then I played in a band for a little bit. But then we moved and I just never set up my drum set, and I just set it up. Actually, what happened is I went to a show and there was an after party and they had a drum set in their living room, and I started playing and I was like, oh man, I missed it. I forgot how much I love this. So I came back. I think it was just within a week I set my drum set back up.
I didn't know you played drums. That's really cool.
I don't do that after a comedy show. I am respectful of my neighbors.
Right.
I usually do it around lunch. I don't think I've ever played after, like, I guess last night I played at like 7:30, but that's the latest I've ever played. It was like 7:30 at night. That's
very respectful.
Yeah. At the after party, I was playing at like 3 a.m. So not my house, not my neighbors. That's not my problem.
Right.
How long has it been since you were playing regularly?
Probably 7 or 8 years. How long have I been married?
8 years.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's 8. It'll be 8 in October.
Nice. I was there.
No, and I didn't quit. Because
did you just husband ESP that? That was weird.
Yeah, you really did. He goes, it's 8. You know that.
You know this, bro. Come on.
We have a pact to remember each other's anniversaries.
Y'all are way closer than I thought. I'm jealous now.
Oh yeah.
How long have you been in Fort Smith?
About 10 years.
10 years, so 2015-ish. I was in and out of Fort Smith a lot, but I moved out in like 2007, so it's been a long time.
That's when I graduated. I graduated high school in 2007.
Yeah, I graduated in 06, so I was I was out very quick. Bye. Sure. A great place to live, my ass. No, it's great. It is a good place to live.
Whoa, dude.
It's an even better place to leave.
Look, everybody talks crap about it, but I own a home here, and it's like I couldn't do that most other places.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of good jobs if you are willing to.
Yeah, but that's because nobody wants to own a home in Fort Smith.
You say that, but I do.
It's going up, man. There's Fort Smith's value is going up.
It really is.
The more Fayetteville gets bigger, it's just a 45-minute interstate. Right?
Dude, if you could have a house anywhere right now, I've been trying to buy a house for like a few months now, and it's ridiculous. Like,
it's
fuck buying a house in this goddamn country.
No, I mean, like, the interest rates are insane right now. We got our house at like a 1.75% interest rate. Like, you couldn't do that at all.
Right. That's great, dude.
It's insane. Like, we wouldn't have bought the house if it were.
Thanks, Obama.
Where it's at. Yeah, for sure. Fucking Democrats.
God damn, Obama got me a great interest rate. It's good health care too, damn it. Okay, all right. We're going to talk about relationships. We know you're married for 8 years. What do you think is... I don't know. We did talk about this. I asked you about your most regretted message you've ever sent someone, right? We talked about that. I believe it's like have you ever sent a text message and immediately regretted it?
Yeah, I've texted my ex-wife.
No, not recently, but like in the past. In the past.
All of that's true. Yes. Yeah. I've sent.
Give me back my drum set.
No, it's just been like I've got a daughter, and we've got split custody, and I've often been honest about how I felt over text message, and I do it over the phone, but she doesn't answer, so.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
You're very straightforward. Like, it's nothing. You're gonna tell them exactly how you feel. It's
but you don't have to put it in writing. But
and I'm fully aware.
Lawyers are involved. It's like, hey, maybe don't put exactly how you feel in writing. Maybe leave us some for interpretation.
Sure. Well, here's the deal: is that I've been pretty good about being a decent dad. So, like, any message I send is just calling them out for their behavior. So it's like, sure, if you want that read out, and if you want your behaviors read out in court, by all means. go ahead and share that text message. Tell them that I asked you to be a decent parent and see how that goes.
That's fair.
Yeah. The text messages aren't, hang on, I'm on MDMA right now.
Yeah.
No, yeah. No.
I'm making beads, bitch. You know it's bead time. All right, Chase. What do you think is the cheesiest thing you've ever said to flirt?
Oh, bro, Jesus. I've definitely written poems, and I'm very much a charmer, which is good for comedy.
Yeah.
But in the past, I've used anything and everything, any talent to try to get people's attention.
Check out these beads.
Yeah, beads, singing songs,
While you're looking at the beads, I'll be over here drumming.
DJing.
Nice. The beads and beats, dude. You're
Beads and beads, dude.
You said, I'm going to create something, goddammit. You tried everything. You're like, I'm going to be.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope, man. I really
Any way that I can impress people. See, you're impressed. It's working. It's working.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
just because like anybody that you know that tries to create something, you know how fucking hard it is to create something like genuine that you love, that you want to share with other people, and then you try one way and then you just keep trying different things to figure out what it is. Like, I respect that.
I used to leave notes on my wife's car outside of her work. Like when she was at work, I'd go and like leave notes on her car.
That's delightful.
Or creepy, depending on like who.
She liked it.
You knew,
it,
obviously. It wasn't like a mystery. Like, oh, you touched this? I hope you're not getting dizzy. Oh, you picked up the paper? I want to do that on my wife's car now. Hey.
I had these, so I bought her a book for, I think it's for Valentine's Day. It's The Places You'll Go, the Dr. Seuss book.
And she just graduated high school?
No. But it was something we bonded over. I think just the book.
Right.
But there is a version that you can get for graduation, and it has like, I don't know, 100 cards that comes with it that are meant to be used as like thank you notes for your graduation.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just use those cards, and like I just hid them in my car, and then I would just write notes on those. So it was always like the same themed card that was getting left. So she would know from like across the parking lot, like, oh, he left me a note.
Strong is your game. It's
my
dude. God, dude, that's a baller move, man. That's excellent.
But my car had a leak, and all of those cards like got wet and meshed into one chunk. And
got to make that one count.
That's when it got creepy. So. That's when he was like, I'm watching you. It's like on his car or something.
Cronenberg note.
The tone of the notes changed with the ink melting.
It's the fucking Necronomicon now? Where did you get this? Is this human skin? Okay, I want to go back to the poetry. Did any of that ever work? Did poetry ever work?
Yeah, I used to do slam poetry for a while.
Oh my God. The life you lived.
I used to compete.
In slam poetry?
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. I did haiku.
Can you define what slam poetry is for the uninformed?
No. I can't.
Is that just two dudes reading poems at each other?
I don't know. There's kind of like there's a rhythm, there's a cadence to it. I was more, and that's the thing. So like, could you define stand-up comedy, right? Like there is, you know it when you see it, but there's so many different ways to do it, right? There's different comics. So what I was doing is I found poets that I liked, and then I kind of emulated their tone and voice while writing things I liked. So I wouldn't be a good person to describe it because I was more imitating.
Okay.
And I'm sure that there are real slam poets that could give you a real definition and kind of clarify what sets it apart from everything else. I just knew I liked what I was listening to, and I wanted to do it myself. So I wrote some poems. And they were all right.
You said you competed. Never. Did you like win a tournament or like win best slam poetry at the bar one night or?
Yeah, just like locally. It was like cool. Just local competitions. And I didn't often win. I think only won one time. And I won it was when they did like a haiku night.
Haikus.
And I won just because I wrote more than anyone else.
I mean, that's
wait. There's only 7 syllables. Like, there's only so many syllables per line. How can you write more than my haikus longer? Wait, it can't be. It literally can't be. You broke the rules.
Think of quantity, not.
Oh, I see. Many haikus.
Volume. Yeah.
I've got many.
Oh, so it wasn't just 1 versus 1. It was
you go back and forth.
Slam poetry is more a performative thing. It's like a monologue. You go up and you kind of do a monologue, and it can rhyme. It doesn't have to rhyme. It can be to really anything. It's like it's very postmodern.
That's why I was asking for a definition, because I literally don't know.
Right.
Like, I've never seen a poetry competition before. I've seen the scene in 8 Mile.
Right.
Like, I've seen that.
That's actually rapping. They're rapping.
That's the closest thing I have to slam poetry. Okay?
Yeah, no, not the same. Slam poetry competition, I imagine, is just like, who's the saddest? Who's the saddest?
Yeah.
And the best at letting us know how sad they are.
It's more about like using metaphors and imagery really well. Using powerful lines. I would compare it more to hip hop writing than poetry.
Right. Because I was asking you if any of your poetry worked, because boy, mine never did. But I was I had like books. I have like probably 5 or 6 books of like really sad poetry from when I was in college. Like just like really weird, sad poetry about like walking in the woods at night and the sounds you hear, and just like while they're beautiful, they're not your laughter. And I just wish it was that. And it's just like so dark.
Damn, I feel left out, because in college I was sad enough to write stupid sad guy poetry, but like I wasn't smart enough to ever like make it come out the way I liked it, so I just never did.
This song,
I just cried.
Yeah, I just sat and cried.
Oh man,
and grew up.
Poetry, you could have cried a lot harder with some poetry.
I would say some of my poems are. I mean, like every time we have like a holiday or something, Mother's Day or Valentine's Day or anniversary, I will make a card for my wife. I have Photoshop now with work, so like I'll make her a custom card, and then I will write a poem inside. It's not like anything award winning, but seems to win her over.
I bet she loves it.
Keep doing that.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Them's the moves. All right, so we learned a lot about you today, Chase.
You're learning for yourself today.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you so much. And we really look forward to seeing you come back and try to defend that belt, man.
Yeah.
Do you have any comics you'd like to call out? Speaking of slam poetry, you got anybody that you're scoping on the other side?
Slam poetry is. Speaking of slam poetry, you want to start a rivalry with someone?
No, I will say I haven't been able to write as much. The last time I was on, I wrote.
Yeah.
I was already finished writing at this point.
Oh, wow.
And this time I've written like 4 jokes. And a big part of that is that I don't know the people that are on this. Like, I don't know any of the people from Nashville. So I've tried to get a hold of them, and they are comics, so they're impossible to get a hold of unless you're booking them on a show.
Ooh,
and then, boy, can people respond so quickly at that point. But I've had trouble getting a hold of them to have one-on-ones. That's something I like to do, is just like have a little one-on-one conversation. Ultimately, the goal is that we entertain an audience, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely, man.
The point isn't to hide your identity or hide information so you can't roast.
No, everybody's getting paid the same. The belt stays in Little Rock, like.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So for that reason, I always like to call people and have a conversation, and it helps us both better write and more accurate information. And then I'm not calling them out. Like, I think that people are genuine. They're just busy. Like, they have their own life.
And that's partly my fault too. Because I had a road trip to Florida this past week, and when I would have had episodes coming out and didn't, but all of their episodes will be out soon. So I know you don't know them and haven't met them yet, but that's the whole point of this podcast, is so that hopefully in the conversation you can listen and come up with something, because we're trying to like get people to open up and tell us about themselves. That way, the more specific truth you know about them, the funnier you can make that roast.
Yeah.
Like those are the best.
I was able to talk to Sean yesterday, and I think Katie said she was going to try to get a hold of me at some point today. So hopefully,
So they're working
I can
on
talk
it.
to her too.
All right.
Yeah, they're working on it. But I just mean to say I haven't had the weeks of advanced writing,
Right.
or the weeks in advance to write. I don't say the writing is advanced, just the time frame is advanced. Also, it helped that last time I knew EJ, I knew Lucas, so I had people that I already knew that I could write about.
Well,
Obviously, I know Lucas, but I already wrote for him once, and I clearly wrote my best jokes. Just can't do that again. So I just have to write my second best jokes.
Right.
Oh, I didn't realize Lucas was on the last one with you too.
Well, he was a last minute poll.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. It's okay.
Yeah,
so
he wasn't initially on it.
Okay, so when I went back and looked through the posters, that's why. That's why. Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, still, that's gotta book better. I gotta book better.
Yeah, I only
better-
said that as criticism against you.
Better than Lucas. No, it'd be hard to book better than him. He's one of the best. And I bet, I guess last time you probably were able to get a writing session with Lucas before it even happened, and now
I did.
And now,
I did. And then he was on the show.
Right.
And I will say,
You still beat him.
I sent him my jokes, and then he was like, I don't get this. I don't get this. This one doesn't make any sense. And I was like, well, this isn't helpful at all.
The ones about him.
No, he didn't. I didn't have jokes written for him because he wasn't on the roast
I see.
initially. So no, I wrote jokes about other people, and he's like, I don't get this. And then they killed on stage, and I'm like, I'm glad I ignored his advice that I paid for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you.
Well,
Thanks.
also, some of my best jokes I've run it by a comic, and they just didn't see it the way I saw it.
Yeah.
Like that happens.
Yeah, the audience did.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, I've had so many jokes. You're like, dude, don't say that. That's not even funny.
I had a joke about Aaron Rodgers doing ayahuasca, and then he was like, I don't get it. Didn't that guy kill somebody?
Yeah, you can't do
football
sports
player,
jokes with
buddy.
Lucas. You can't. It's like me and slam poetry, man. We just don't get it.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I figured that out.
All right, Chase, one last question. Where can people find you on social media?
I'm pretty much just on Facebook. River Valley Comics on Facebook. We got a bunch of shows all over there. Kyle Gilbert books for us. Sam Price books for us. Edric George books shows. And me, Chase Myska. Trying to keep comedy going here in Fort Smith and keep growing. Another guy I think you should have on the roast sometime is Dustin Goss. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
I think I know him.
Yeah, is he long
Fort
hair?
Smith.
Long hair? Yeah.
Yes.
Super nice
Yeah,
guy.
long hair. He's
he a good
great
roaster?
joke writer. He's definitely good at self-deprecation, which I feel like could translate into roasting.
Nice.
Okay.
But I haven't heard him be a dick to people. He's a really sweet guy, but he's a good joke writer.
He also
and clearly
looks
knows how to make
hilarious.
fun of himself. So
Right.
has
If
the
he's a good
ability to
joke
do
writer,
it.
then that's who we're trying to have on the show.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we should
I
definitely get Dustin
highly
on
suggest him.
Fuck yeah.
there. Absolutely. When's the next Hoppy Hour?
June 21st.
Okay, so in a couple days.
This Saturday.
A few days. Yeah, okay, this Saturday. So I know you got Ryan Singer. I know you got Eugene on there, Eugene Belcourt from here.
Yeah, and Roscoe from Tulsa.
Roscoe from Tulsa. Uncle Roscoe, right? Is that what he goes by?
I think he just goes by Roscoe.
Oh, he's graduated. He's no longer an uncle. All right.
Well, thank you so much, Chase, everybody. And don't forget, if you like this episode, if you want to see Chase defend the belt, come out to Birdie's Cabaret next Friday on
June 27th.
June 27th at 8 p.m.
at Birdie's Cabaret on a Friday. They've loved us so much. They've grandfathered us in and moved us from Thursdays to Fridays. And we're also helping them with their stand-up. Basically, all their stand-up comedy stuff is going to be helped by Scoundrels. We're keeping our thumb on the pulse there.
Yeah, we're trying to be involved as much as we can.
Yeah.
And they're doing
Good.
cool things over there.
Right.
So definitely check them out.
All right, Chase,
Nice.
we love you. We'll see you. We'll see you soon.
All right. Love you too, guys. Thanks for
Thanks,
having me.
Chase. Peace.
Dreaming of growing your business in a vibrant location? Welcome to Conway, Arkansas, where opportunity thrives. Nabholz Properties has the perfect space waiting for you. Spacious, versatile, and ready for your vision. Whether your dream is open in a dry cleaner or a comedy club packed with laughs, or even an MMA gym, Whatever your dream, this space can make it a reality. With Nabholz Properties, you'll knock out the competition and maybe even choke out a deal. Lease your future in Conway today with Nabholz Properties, where your business belongs.
Running a business is hard in many ways, especially when it comes to tech. Not only do you have to maintain your business, but you've also got to maintain a network for you and your clients, keeping yourselves and your customers connected to the world. And who knows who can hack into your information, accessing sensitive files? And what do these wires even do? You don't have to do this alone. Call the experts at Professional Computer Services Incorporated. They've got master technicians that can help you navigate the wild world of networking. They can set up security against cyber attacks. And they'll be there to tell you that it's actually not a networking issue. We're being attacked by a foreign entity, and it's the end of the world. Time to bug out. IT doesn't have to be scary. Call Professional Computer Services Incorporated.